undergraduates for this winter commencement ceremony. Good evening all. My name is Charlie Reardon, and I have the privilege of serving as the provost at Hofstra University and welcoming you to our mid-year commencement exercises. As part of the foundation of our ceremony today, we gratefully acknowledge the Native peoples whose ancestral homes we gather, as well as the diverse and vibrant Native community who make their home here and throughout New York State today. We take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of this territory, indigenous land which we acknowledge as sacred territory, as the land of many tribes, including the Matinacock, Merricks, and Massapequa in the miles around us. And now we begin our program with an invocation to be delivered by Sheikh Abad Wali, followed by the national anthem led by Jade Villa, class of 2024. Will everyone please stand in body or in spirit? Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How blessed are we to be here tonight? You know, everyone had a certain task tonight, and so did I. I had to make sure it didn't rain or snow. You're welcome. Let us pray together. In the name of God, the unconditionally compassionate, the infinitely merciful, our Lord, allow us to be humble as Adam was in his repentance to you, loyal as Abraham was to your call, gracious as Noah was with his community, loving as Jacob was to his sons, forgiving as Joseph was to his brothers, firm as Moses was with your laws, wise as David was in his decisions, joyful as Solomon was with your bounties, brave as the mother of Jesus, Mary, was during adversities, pure as Jesus' soul in prayer and devotion to you, and compassionate as Muhammad was with friend and foe. Peace be upon them all. O Lord, we pray as one people, as the children of Adam. We pray for strength to build a loving world without hate. Guide us to transform the knowledge you have allowed us to gain here at Hofstra into action, and join our actions with good intentions. We are grateful to be surrounded by our family, professors, administrators, and friends today. Allow us to cherish and keep these bonds as we transition into the next phase of our lives. Let our fears give way to hope. Lead us from darkness into light, and continue to illuminate our hearts, our minds, and our souls. Amen.
Oh, say
Jade, thank you so much. Please be seated, everyone. Now performing our alma mater is the Hofstra Vocal Ensemble, conducted by Dr. David Freiling, Professor of Music and Director of the Choral Activities. The ensemble is accompanied by the Hofstra University Commencement Band, conducted by David Soto, Adjunct Associate Professor of Music and Director of Bands. The words to the alma mater are inside the front cover of your program. Wonderful talent on display here this evening at Hofstra. So now I have the pleasure of introducing some special people on the platform party. Let me start with the chair of the Hofstra University Board of Trustees, Donald Schaefer. We also have with us trustee Fred Davis. And I'm also very pleased to introduce the Hofstra University deans. Deans, please, as you're introduced, stand and remain standing. I would ask the audience to hold your applause till the end. I know you want to cloud vociferously for your favorite dean, but please hold on. We will start with Reginald Alston, the Dean of the School of Health Professions and Human Services. Eva Badowska, the Dean of the Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which includes the Calico School of Government, Public Policy and International Affairs, the School of Humanities, Fine and Performing Arts, and the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. David Battinelli, the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. Warren Fresina, Dean of the Stuart and Nancy Rabinovitz Honors College. Julian Koo, Dean of the Maurice A. Dean School of Law. Kevin Kumashiro, Dean of the School of Education. Janet Lenahan, Dean of the Frank G. Zarb School of Business. Mark Lukashevitz, Dean of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication. Renee McLeod-Sorgen, Dean of the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Assistant Studies. Okay, let's wait. And Sina Rabbani, the Fred DeMattis School of Engineering and Applied Science. Please join me in welcoming all of our deans. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Representing faculty leadership, we have Christopher Elliott, professor and chair of the University Senate Executive Committee. Representing the Hofstra alumni, we welcome Heather Cohen, class of 1998, who serves as president of the Hofstra Alumni Organization. We are also pleased to be joined by Hofstra's vice presidents, vice provosts, and senior administrators, who I'm very pleased to introduce as a group and very thankful to work with each and every day. Thank you all. Now it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium the person who leads our university, the extraordinary President Susan Poser.
Well, hello, graduates, and welcome to Hofstra University's Commencement. A special welcome to our commencement speaker, Mr. Jason Flom, who will be more formally introduced shortly. To the families and friends of our graduates, thank you for being here today, and thank you for everything that you have done to support these students about to be graduates. Graduates, let's all show our appreciation and love for all of the people who made this day possible, those who are here and those who could not be here. And let's also take a moment to thank your professors, your mentors and advisors, and Hofstra staff members, the ones who helped you get to where you are sitting today, not only by teaching you, but also helping you through challenging projects and assignments, supporting you in myriad ways, many of which are invisible in everything from residence life to the registrar to your dean's office. Let's give them a big thank you. Now, today probably feels to you like the end of something big, and of course it is. Attaining a college, graduate, or professional degree is a great achievement and indicates that you have come through a time of intense learning in an academic environment, which was also likely a period of great personal growth. Many of you had what will become and made what will become lifelong friendships and spent hours and hours savoring those friendships on a daily basis. And in these ways, this commencement marks the end of a very distinct time in your lives. To those graduating with undergraduate degrees today, as you leave this commencement, you will take with you a world-class education, as well as experiences outside of the classroom that come from completing projects, doing internships, serving in student government, participating in athletics and intramurals and other activities, engaging with the arts, and serving the community. I hope that this political, cultural, and civic engagement continues to be an important part of your future. Our collective future as a country and a world depends on it. Having attended Hofstra, you know what it is and you know how to do it. To our graduate and professional students, some of you have chosen careers that by definition results in service. And here I'm speaking of the teachers and the nurses, counselors, and physician assistants sitting out here. Woo! Others have chosen fields that are less directly tied to individual and community service. And to all of you, regardless of your degree, as you go forward, I urge you to use your expertise beyond the confines of whatever job you have. And remember that your special expertise can always be used to help others. Everything from volunteering in schools or clinics after hours to helping low-income community members with their taxes. So the idea of commencement is not just an ending of something big. In fact, the word commencement, of course, signifies a beginning, a time to commence, a time to take all of your experiences at Hofstra, both in and outside the classroom, the lab, the studio, and begin again as you move into work, graduate or professional school, or whatever it is that comes next. And like most beginnings, commencement is an exciting time, but also a time of uncertainty. but you are ready to enjoy this excitement and to deal with any uncertainty. You have succeeded to getting to this place in your lives, this celebration of educational achievement, having attended college, graduate or professional school during a global pandemic. And this is significant for your futures and will, in perhaps unexpected ways, serve you well. And this is because you all understand now something that before COVID, most people learn at a much later age, which is that your life, both personally and professionally, is not a road laid out in front of you that you find and on which you take a nice long walk. Life is just what you make of it, and there are things that will happen that are completely out of your control. And it is how you react to those things, how you deal with them, the choices that you make in the face of this uncertainty that will determine your path and your success. And most of us learn this at a much later time in life, maybe when we have children or when a tragedy in our lives or some other unexpected event occurs. But you all already know this, having been in high school or college, or for our graduate students, perhaps a job. And then when COVID hit, you had to adapt. And many of you learned during this massive disruption that the one constant in life is change, sometimes unexpected and very difficult change. And you also all know now that the pursuit of a good life, no matter how you define it, is not only about having goals and determination and some luck, as important as all of that is, but it is also about how you adapt to change and make good choices within unexpected contexts. And you have all already done that in a most admirable way. And we know this because you're sitting here today, about to graduate. And this bodes very well for your future and your ability to adapt the next time, which each of you will surely have to do in one way or another. So on behalf of Hofstra University, I promise you that we will always be your university and we will continue to support you. Like you, we will continue to grow in strength and reputation, enhancing the value of your degree, and we will always strive to make you proud, just as all of you have and will continue to make us proud. And please remember to share your future accomplishments with us and return to visit, to mentor the students who are following in your footsteps. We need you now as role models for those who are coming up, because that's what you are and that's what you have become by virtue of earning the seats where you are all sitting here today. And we also need you as ambassadors for Hofstra to tell the world what is going on here at this most wonderful university. After all, one way to measure the greatness of a university is by the success and the humanity of its alumni, and you are now part of that legacy. You are now a shining example of all that we do and that we represent. So once again, congratulations and Godspeed.
I'd like to invite the chair of the Board of Trustees of Hofstra University, Mr. Donald Schaefer, to the podium.
Thank you, Provost Reardon. I would like to take a moment on behalf of the Board of Trustees to congratulate the class of 2023 on your graduation and welcome you, your families and friends to this celebration of your academic achievement. We are proud of your achievements and we recognize the perseverance that you have shown and the effort you have put forth to reach this important milestone. We hope that you will follow your passions and are confident that your future will be exemplary. Please know that Hofstra will always be here for you as you go forward. You are an important part of the enduring bond of the Hofstra family, and we look forward to your leadership role in providing guidance and support to the Hofstra students who will be following in your footsteps. Once again, congratulations, class of 2023. Thank you.
And it is now my honor to introduce Hofstra's commencement speaker. We are delighted to have with us today Mr. Jason Flom, an American music industry executive, podcaster, philanthropist, and public servant. Mr. Flom is the founder and CEO of Lava for Good and Lava Media. He previously served as chairman and CEO at Atlantic Records, Virgin Records, and Capitol Music Group, and has launched many recording careers, including Katy Perry, Kid Rock, and Greta Van Fleet. Even more impressive is that Jason Flom, in addition to finding tremendous professional success, has made an even bigger impact by following his passion for service and improving the world. One of those passions is addressing injustices within the American criminal justice system. He has served on the boards of numerous criminal justice reform organizations and is a founding board member of the Innocence Project, which works to free the innocent from prison, prevent wrongful convictions, and create fair, compassionate, and equitable systems of justice for everyone. He is the host of the hit podcast Wrongful Conviction, which features interviews with individuals who have spent decades in prison for crimes that they maintain they did not commit, some who have been even sentenced to death. Among other honors, Mr. Flom received the Frederick Douglass Human Rights Award from the Southern Center for Human Rights in 2018, and the Torch of Liberty Award from the American Civil Liberties Union in 1999. And just last month, Mr. Flom received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the annual Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Awards ceremony in recognition of his work toward criminal justice reform. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jason Flom.
So there's a guy in a hot air balloon and he's lost. He lowers himself down until he's about 30 feet above this field. And he sees a guy standing in the field, so he yells down. He says, "Excuse me, I'm lost. Can you tell me where I am?" Guy looks up and he says, "Yeah, you're in a hot air balloon about 30 feet above this field." The guy looks back down and he says, "Well, that's great, but if you don't mind me asking, are you a record executive?" The guy looks up and he goes, "Yeah, I am, but how'd you know that?" And he says, "Well, because everything you've just told me is true, but it's of no use to anyone." Guy looks back up and he says, "Well, if you don't mind me asking, are you a recording artist?" Guy looks down and he says, "Yeah, I am, but how'd you know that?" And he says, "Well, because you don't know where you are or where you're going. You're in exactly the same spot you were when we first met, but now all of a sudden it's my fucking fault." When I was 18 years old, an old-time record executive told me that story as a warning, that if I ever made it to the top in this business, the artists, the singers would drive me nuts. But that's not what I found. I found my happiness. So how did I get here? My mother, whose family fled Poland, ended up graduating from Cornell when she was 18. Not enrolled, graduated. So how do I know I'll never forget this? Because as I was on the verge of flunking out of high school, she used to remind me of it at least twice a week. And my dad, whose parents fled from what is now Ukraine, had just a few pennies in his pockets and was basically homeless, or he and his family would have been, but in those days, when you signed a new lease, the first month's rent was free. So they just moved every month. My dad went off to help America in World War II, and when he returned from the Army, he thought, you know, I should probably go to Harvard Law School. This, of course, was absurd, as he didn't even have a college degree and only about $12 to his name. But he wrote a letter to Harvard and said, "I don't have any money, and I don't have a college degree, but I am a GI, and if you let me in, it'll be the best decision you've ever made." And you know what? Harvard Law School gave him a full-ride scholarship. My dad, Joe Flom, who would have turned 100 years old today, ended up becoming perhaps the greatest lawyer of the 20th century. He powered his law firm, Skadden, Slate, Moore, and Flom, to the top spot in the world. He shook up the profession so much that Malcolm Gladwell wrote a chapter about him in his book, Outliers, titled The 3 Lessons of Joe Flom. And my mom, Claire, became a pioneer in special education. Now, as successful as both of my parents were, they never encouraged me to become a lawyer or an educator. My dad just gave me the following advice. Do whatever you want to do, try to be the best at it, but above all, make the world a better place. He knew that that was the path to my happiness. So, when I was 18, with hair down to my waist, I tried to make it as a rock star. I decided to skip college and stumbled into an internship at Atlantic Records. I made $4 an hour using double-sided tape to put up Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin posters at record stores. And after a year of this, my rock star dreams were abandoned, and I came up with a plan. I decided I'd call up all the radio stations around the country and put on my most I'm important sounding voice and say, I'm Jason Flom from Atlantic Records. What acts are you playing that haven't been signed yet? Pretty clever, right? So one day I'm talking to the program director at WBAB right here in Long Island. And I blurted out, well, if you were me, who would you sign? Which was a ridiculous question for a 19-year-old minimum wage knucklehead like me to ask. But he said one word that would change my life forever: Zebra. Yep, you see, Zebra was the most requested band at that station, but was somehow being ignored by every record company in the country. So I brought a demo of Zebra songs into the office of the president of Atlantic Records, hoping, praying that he'd listen to it. And that's when I saw it. He had cassettes stacked to the ceiling. He was never going to listen to mine. But because he was right-handed, I plopped it on the top of the pile on the right. So maybe, just maybe, if he grabbed one to listen to on his drive home to Huntington, yep, Long Island again, it might be mine. And that's the first miracle. He did. So he's driving home and he pops in the Zebra tape, fully expecting to be bored out of his mind. And guess what? No, wrong. He hated it. He almost broke his finger pounding the eject button. And with his other hand, he was rolling down the window so he could throw this garbage out onto the LIE. And here's the second miracle. In those days, in your car, when you ejected a cassette, it would automatically revert back to the last radio station you were listening to. And miraculously, after he ejected it, the very same Zebra song he hated was playing on the radio at that exact moment. So this time, he really listened. And when it finished, the DJ said, "That's the most requested song in the history of this radio station." So now my boss thought, holy crap, this Flom guy must be some sort of genius, because he thought I knew what the kids liked. He didn't know WBAB played Zebra all the time. So guess what happened? I got promoted. My new job was discovering new artists. And I found and signed so many in my career, like Tori Amos, Matchbox 20, Kid Rock, Lord, Katy Perry, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Paramore, the list goes on. My career took off, and a quick, short 25 years later, I became the chairman and CEO of Atlantic Records, and then Virgin Records and Capitol Music Group, and then I started Lava Media, which I head up today. And every single time I had an artist like Katy Perry have a #1 hit like I Kissed a Girl, or a singer like Lord win a Grammy for Royals, I was over the moon. Over the moon's moon, to be guiding so much talent, to be able to call anyone in the world, including presidents. How could such a kaleidoscopic life get any better? Well, you buy a big home, fancy car. My dad was right. If you become the best at something, you can be truly happy. Then one day I was about to hail a taxi on the way to play tennis and wanted something to read for the ride. The New York Times was sold out, so I grabbed a paper no one should actually ever read, the New York Post. And in it, I saw the story of Stephen Lennon. Stephen was a kid who was serving 15 years to life for in a maximum security prison for a nonviolent first offense cocaine possession charge. A potential life sentence, not for dealing, but for having. I had my own substance abuse problems as a kid, and I realized that our roles could have easily been reversed, but because of the color of my skin and the neighborhood I lived in, I just happened to end up going to rehab instead of prison. I knew I had to do something. And since 2 of my acts, Stone Temple Pilots and Skid Row, were getting arrested like kind of weekly, I had a criminal defense lawyer named Bob Kalina on speed dial. And not knowing anything about the law, I called him up and said, "We got to help free this guy." And Bob said, "There's no way. It's a mandatory sentence under the Rockefeller drug laws." But bless Bob's heart, he took on the case pro bono. And 6 months later, I found myself sitting in a courtroom in Malone, New York, and Stephen's mother, Shirley, gripping my hand. And this old judge with white hair, he seemed like a conservative guy. After hearing the arguments, he banged his gavel down and said, "The motion is granted." I turned to Bob and said, "What happened?" Bob, stunned, said, we won. And at that moment, I felt something I had never felt in my life. It wasn't happiness. It was joy. Soon after that, I found out about a group called Families Against Mandatory Minimums and joined their board. And then I learned about the Innocence Project, who fight to release innocent people from prison using DNA, some of them wrongfully serving 30, 40, 50 years, or even sentenced to death. I marched into the office of the two founders and said, "Whatever you need, I'm in." And I became the founding board member of the Innocence Project. And boy, the feeling of walking one innocent person out of prison into the arms of their family beats walking 100 bands on stage in front of millions of fans. And then I found out about the Legal Action Center and I joined their fight, and so many more. Not because I'm a do-gooder, but because I'm selfish. Because each time I fought alongside these brilliant, noble people, I was filled with joy. I started a podcast called Wrongful Conviction that's been downloaded almost 70 million times, which dwarfs in importance the billions of times my artist songs have been downloaded. Please listen to one episode. The stories will blow your mind, make you cry, and have you cheering. And it's the real reason I'm here today. A few years ago, Laverne Russian had heard the Wrongful Conviction podcast and got a hold of me and asked for my help with her son, Matthew. He had been on his way to pick up pastries at Panera and had caused a serious car accident. Was Matthew drinking? No. On drugs? No. On his phone? No. He was a college kid with autism who had had a seizure, and during that seizure, he lost control of his car. You know how long they sentenced Matthew to prison for having that seizure? 50 years. That's right, 50 years for a non-fatal car accident. So I dove in, and with the help of several amazing people, we got Matthew released from prison. And one of the people I want to shout out for being a powerful advocate for Matthew is his sister, Brianna. Brianna Russian is graduating from Hofstra today with all of you. Brianna, wave for us. Love you. I've had a blast this evening, but here's the thing about graduation speeches. They don't get remembered past the parking lot. They just don't. Half of you are hungry, the other half hungover. But I want to stay in each and every one of your lives. So I'm going to ask you one favor. Take out your cell phones right now and open up your calendar app. That goes for you on the stage as well. Now, on the calendar app, I want you to go down to the repeat section and select every year. And here's the message I want you to write from your present self to your future selves. Where does my mind go when it wanders? Where does my mind go when it wanders? You see, where your mind goes, that's where your heart already is. I want you all to be huge successes in whatever you do. And if you want to buy a fabulous mansion with bathrooms you'll never use or fly first class around the world, go for it. Those achievements are significant, and they will no doubt bring you some happiness. Because happiness comes from the outside. It's based on your accomplishments. But joy, it's something only you can really feel. And that means no one can ever take it away from you. Confucius said, everyone has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. Your first life starts tomorrow. It'll be your search for happiness. But the second one is better. It'll be when you find your joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flom. That was a wonderful speech. It is now my privilege to make special presentations to the Outstanding Senior Scholar Award recipients as selected by the Provost based on their exemplary academic credentials. I invite the awardees to come forward to be recognized when your name is called. Guido Feldberg for Studies in Finance. Ashley Miller for Studies in Community Health. Lillian Moy for Studies in Civil Engineering. And Sarah Siddiqui for Studies in Psychology.
And now to the part of the program you've all been waiting for. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Education degrees please stand if you are able? President Poser, I have the honor to present those candidates from the Zarb School of Business, the DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Science, the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies, the Herbert School of Communication, the School of Health Professions and Human Services, the School of Education, and the Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which includes the Calico School of Government, Public Policy and International Affairs, the School of Humanities, Fine and Performing Arts, and the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, who have successfully completed all of the requirements for the bachelor's degree. I join with the faculty and the deans from each of these schools and colleges in recommending that you confer the appropriate degree upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and by the regents of the state of New York, and upon recommendation of the provost and your deans and faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Science in Education as appropriate. You are now entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by your degree. Our heartiest congratulations.
As you cross the stage, we invite each graduate to decide whether you would like to shake hands with those greeting and congratulating you. There's no expectation either way. Will the graduates please step forward to be recognized by President Poser, Trustee Donald Schaefer, and your school or college deans. Your names will be read by Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences Senior Associate Dean Jean Giebel, Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies, Assistant Professor of Physician Assistant Studies, Karina Laskausgo, the Herbert School of Communications Senior Assistant Dean, Michelle Roberts, and the DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Science Associate Dean, David Rooney.
Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Gabriella Hall. Sarah Siddiqui. Nicholas Delgado. Dylan Amblo. Anthony Flora. Michelle Shelfo. Christopher Stronstad. Zaina Abdelbakeh. Gianna Reyes. Ashley Zagara. Javia Imran. Aliha Kono. Oh, Alisa Kano. Thank you. William Fallon. Alexandra Conroy. Anya Rudder. Jake Amato. Brianna Russian. Sanya Jane. Lindsay Schimmelpenning. John Lawn. Evan Zupani. Sean Moran. Eleanor Belvin. Caroline Ziegel. Jocelyn Disselcombe. Najil Ramos. Aiden McSoley. Christian Scala. Marco Campanelli. Emily Oberstein. Kevin Bonilla. Rida Shah. John Walter. Ravindranath Singh. Carlton Abbasi. Mariah Williams. Ambrose Rajendran. Anthony Di Benedetto. Gina Di Benedetto. Bradley Price. Sarah Radichel. Elishaba Hacko. Paige McLear. Rita Marinello. Kelsey Conti. Abigail Razi. Sarah Wu. Simran Delsai. Amina Hussein. Natalie Shabir. Joanne Riccarti. Stefania Sustik. Rachel Navarro. Isabel Herrera.
Victoria Tondo. Kayla Finsterbush. Sade Barber. Pei Shawan. Dante Perez. John Morrissey. Hadley Leclerc. Christian Nesbitt. Deshaun Johnson. Amara Leonard. Emma Kimball. Brianna Sullivan. Ivan Gonzalez. Oliver Solander. Jack O'Malley. Andrew Weiner. Charmaine Yu. Marlena Ryan. Jalen O'Neill. Amanpreet Kaur. William Pragigs. Cameron Lyles. Mark Bevilacqua. Zachariah Booth. Catherine Blakely. Nicolette Dempsey. Amanda Joy Mortimer. Stephen Curd. Courtney Carollo. Gurpreet Kaur. Esha Sharma. Brittany Clubb. Oceane Goyu. Amanda Held. Natalia Rogala. Jugjoth Tamber. Hofstra School of Education. Sarah Keeley. Liam Kinnear. Alexandra Mercaldo. Carolyn Meow. Ariana Socodato. Julia Clark. Frank G. Zarb, School of Business. Jeffrey Pers. Guido Feldberg. Amanda Adolphus. Onilo Morgillo. Mark Blake. Paul Sevchek. Christopher Merrow. Matthew Powers.
Nicholas Metro. Famida Ahad. Paul Lucido. Andrew Roldan. Antonio Giamarino Jr. Ashley Castaneda. Carissa Widman. Danielle Hagel. Nayama Abdullah. Cameron Smiley. Rahul Kumar. Julia Chiani. Catherine Gallo. Victoria Hanlon. Thomas Freely. Dante Priebe. Jessica Larcara. Leonidas Sartsalis. Mark Persaud. Michael Finnegan. Vincent Aversa. Sarah Cohen. Camilla Valor. Shane Salmon. Pierce Infuso. Shushan Yao. Adam Sanchez. Nathan Rosen. Brandon Calfee. Miles Class. Fatin Kader Fardin. Alexandra Dembo. Sasha Khan. Adriana Bolanos Fuentes. Nihal Devadasani. Yui Wu. Priya Singh. Esham Hassan. Taisei Abe. The Herbert School of Communication. Tony Salama Jr. Paula Cardenas. Jordan Goodman.
Emma Fabili. Jamie Lagatutat. Ashley Ferrante. Logan Grasso. Fawaz Hussan. Emily Rices. Anna Gearhart. Erica Korbachowski. Amanda Galatro. Madeline Perkins. Kiora Engelman. Sakshi Nemlaker. Angelica Rilashinj. Matthew Recupero. Christina Quinones. William Kutarsis. Augustina Malice. Francis Grochowski. Richard Spagnola. Daniel Gao. Michael Richardson. Ryan Pagano. Hayden Vogel. Kennedy Long. Zoe Friedman. Zachary Ostricker. Fred DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Lillian Moy. Henry Benitez. Christopher Jaramillo. Neil Hendricks. Nilso Diaz. Galina Callahan. Jada Lewis. Christina McMahon. Samantha Senra. Taylor Ryan. Gianna Rinaldi. Jake Pampinella. Vinny Allegra. Fojal Islam. Michael Marcellus. Jared Stevenson.
Christopher Barbera. Alexander Casper. Connor Augustinson. Patrick Sankar. Royu He. Nicholas Mossy. John Bilella. Christian Barbera. Andrew Viesta. Christopher Ahern. Rahan Ahmed. Alvin Kuruvila. Chu Huang Wan Pham. School of Health Professions and Human Services. Ashley Miller. Caitlin Carney. Gianna Castagna. Frank DiMartino. Kolya Thielman. Caitlin Mullen. Krissa Sajarski. Jason Ramirez. Amanda Calamia. Will Germain. Imani Barber. Essence Brown. Anissa Khan. Joshua Garahi. Amodat Apabibo. Mary Milana.
We have one final order of business before we move to our graduate students. To make your baccalaureate's commencement ceremony complete, I ask you to move your tassel from the right to the left to signify the end of this stage of your academic pursuit. And we welcome you as the newest members of the Hofstra University alumni, a community of 146,000 strong. Congratulations. Now will the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Health Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Education, and Advanced Certificates, please stand if you are able. President Poser, I have the honor to present these candidates from the Zarb School of Business. the DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Science, the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies, the Herbert School of Communication, the School of Health Professions and Human Services, the School of Education, and in the Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the School of Humanities, Fine and Performing Arts, and the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. These candidates have successfully completed all of the requirements for the master's degree or advanced certificate. I join with their faculty and the deans from each of the schools and colleges in recommending that you confer the appropriate degree upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and by the regents of the state of New York, and upon the recommendation of the provost, your deans, and faculty, I confer upon you the Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Health Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Education, or Advanced Certificate as appropriate. You are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by your degree. Congratulations.
Again, as you cross the stage, we invite each graduate to decide whether you would like to shake hands with those greeting and congratulating you. Again, there's no expectation either way. Will the graduates please step forward? They already have. To be recognized by President Poser and your dean. Your names will be read by Zarb School of Business Senior Associate Dean Brian Caligari, the School of Education Professor and Chair of Specialized Programs in Education Alan Flurkey, the School of Health Professions and Human Services Senior Associate Dean Jackie Kuhn, the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies Senior Assistant Dean Anthony Porricelli.
Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Natalie Denver. Nicholas Marrero. Daniel Rabate. School of Education. Brett Dotson. Gemma Rojas. Caitlin Munson. Jessica Smith. Nicole Paul. Kaylee Martin. Alexis DiBartolo. William Hanley. Jake Huskin. Alexis Valentino. Douglas Fuchs. Nauja Buati. Dennis Tarpey. Sophia Nema. Jacqueline Giadamasso. Gina Scarchilli. Elizabeth Nolan. Emily May. Mark Benesh. Paige Sferudis. Megan Frick. Nicole Frieder. Emily Kolsky. Amanda Reese. Erica Hageson. Valentina Scotto. Lauren Capola. Zoe Gassman. Nicole Suris. Ashley Smith. Lauren Hartney. Renee Althouse. Morgan Dosh. Sophia Black. Sandro Bravetti. Matthew Garcia.
Matthew Lederer, Jake Brandwine, Stephen Pichetti, Victoria Kane, Leah Freed, Frank G. Zarb School of Business, Arseny Arayunov, Peter Mizaretta, Bobby Piazza, Stephanie Bellew, McKenna Goodall.
Amber Maystrick, Michaela Graham, Caitlin Rodriguez, Kira Chu, Andrew Feigenbaum, Adrielle Hernandez, Kevin Prasad, Shaheen Akhtar, Kerry Luce, Shauna Clark, Courtney Valley, Farhan Khan, Zenyen Bait, Dominic Maniscalco, Irvin Young, Cynthia Brown, Nicole Cinturino, Nicole Mascarello, Anand Kotha, Erica Estrada Once, Maria Ahmedi, Brandon Valentini, David Belize, Stefan Mason, Joseph Wright, Sean Healy, Magdalena Kaminsky, Sophia Cuenca, Robert Silva, Gary Chacon, Luke Tachi, and Maljit Gill, Posang Hugh, Reginald Dorville, Manisha Sani, William Tranfalia, Milan Patel, Michelle Aparicio, Pranay Shah, Francisco Hernandez, Erin Daly, Nick Kleiner, Shauka Amer Soleimani, Lorna Coleman, Jimena Garbino, Anas Sawas, Daniel Zaldivar, Justin Silberlust,
Sandeep Antana, Patrick McInnes, Scott Shukri, Dimitri Jalui, Krissa Correas, Keisha Thuridal, Brenda Marcano Befante, Allison Trachtenberg, Lindsay Feuerzig, Marguerite Miller, Emily Salgado, Joseph Carrion, Arthur Schilfer, Bektush Ayub, Brittany Gravy, Dean Kafora. George Rippey. Hira Ruskin. Lee Kamenetz. Stephen Tukonya. Shogun Desai. Deborah Phillip. Abai Bansal. Yashvi Shah. Michael Klasicki. Angelo Petito. Gabriela Espinoza Marino. Evelyn Maia. Garrick Woodhouse. Rikuto Okamoto. Nixuan Wang. Zhuo He. Li Chao Wu. Yu Hesen Peng. Momodo McQueen. Thomas Berry. Sai Ho Ku. Ting Yu Lin. Yu Lin. Chen Yu Chu. Puaki Karusan. Benjarat Teresharki. Edward Giles. Ibrahim Jallo. Fadil Kusanji. Syed Hussein. Richard Dima. Stefan Schwartzberg. Myra Pickney. Smithmole Chaco. Mia Vecchione.
Carrie Seekircher. Jason Hanks. Lawrence Herbert School of Communication. Megan Naftali. Charles Shaw. Dylan Graham Sandus. Leah Binashavili. Nikita Rupnarin. Kerman Thomas. Fred DeMatteis School of Engineering and Applied Science. Sarah Elizabeth Rode. Nicholas Lagrega. Angelo Judah. Alan Woodruff. Christina Crossfield. Karsten Ma. Pavninder Deo. Alyssa Sutton. Afroz Raymond. Deo Jiang. Angela Cano Giraldo. Richut Parikh. Health Professions and Human Services. Kirsten Ania. Rebecca Biro. Gabriela DeLuca. Myra Sanchez. Shannon Fong. Rebecca Wade. Ariana Denoon. Sydney Benderman. Jane Lerner. Megan Joseph. Bianca Singh. Sharissa Evaristo. Rupinder Kaur. Damian DePass. Diana Demilta. Alexa Russell. Kyle Herman. Sarah Balsam. Catherine George. Anjali Samwaro. Karen Veloso. Kayla Schmaldaki. Victoria Dixon. Kayla Conley. Marissa Marcello. Caitlin Feleski. Angela Grassi. Tara Powell.
Michelle Ulaguri. Nadine El Nasharti. Yetsalava Yelizaveta Menshkova. Emma K. Roche. Nermin Salem. Taylor Palmieri. Amanda Pacina. Victoria Gonzalez. Nicholas Morelli. Naveen Al-Nirmi. Erin Callahan. Danielle Maruzzi. Lauren Carnes. Tara Ray Stark. Mary Dowling Gale. Farail Islam. Danielle Schmel. Chris Tinoco. Alexa Black. Sean Yu. Julie Westman. Jennifer Welch. Sarah Kitson. Susan Nielsen. Ariana Williams. Victoria Bangary. Nicole Zukowski. Natalie Sarah. Madeline Wilson. Hannah Dorian. Jordan Bailey. Johanna Laster Montes. Isabella Pasek. Umaira Ali. Kulsum Farouk Balak. Zhenjing Zhuao. Abigail Muzanzada. Mohammed Abu Al-Sid. Russia. Julia Conniff. Gabrielle Schrodinger. Sophia Grapuso. Hannah Al-Halam. Gabriela Polito. Jolinda Guzman. Teresa de Blasi. Janice Peter. Preeti Singh. Ryan Singh. Shannon Nolan. Taylor Horgan. Unendi Wendy Mehmedi. Orlando Emanuele. Denise Smalls. Naaman Sham Kumar Arya. Harsimran Dutta. Deja Hoover.
Graduates of the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies at Hofstra. Andrew Cardell. Allie Miller. Madeline Padlow. Sydney Collins. Tyler Chan. Connie Situ. Osvaldo Moreira Gonzalez. Colin McGloin. Christopher Chang. Scott West. Andrew Kolodny. Lillian Liu. Maggie Tsai. Brittany Yee. Kashampreet Kaur. Zoel Weber. Kristen DeSico. Sophia Webster. Kara Donnan. Christina Schneider. Sabrina Odette. Lauren D'Agostino. Gianna Buddha. Erin Hutchins. Titania Scandri. Deanna Tyeri. Nicole Glushenok. Julia Nager. Ingrid McDowell. Eric Miller. Brianna Abreu. Juliana Contis. Julia DeLeo.
Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please stand if you are able? President Poser, I have the honor to present these candidates who have successfully completed all the requirements for the degree Juris Doctor from the Maurice A. Dean School of Law. I recommend, together with their faculty, that you confer the appropriate degree upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and the regents of the state of New York, and upon the recommendation of the provost, the dean, and the faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Juris Doctor. You are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by your degree. Congratulations.
As you cross the stage, we invite each graduate to decide whether you would like to shake hands with those greeting and congratulating you. There is no expectation either way. Will the graduates please step forward to be introduced by Senior Associate Dean Ashira Ostral and hooded by Visiting Assistant Professor C. Benji Louis and recognized by President Poser and myself.
What's your name? Oh, just Maurice A. Dean School of Law. There we go. Joseph Randazzo. Okay. Scott Skolnick. Cassandra Charlo.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws and Master of Arts please stand if you are able? President Poser, I have the honor to present the students at the Maurice A. Dean School of Law who has satisfied all the requirements for the degrees Master of Laws or Master of Arts. I recommend, together with your faculty, that you confer the appropriate degree upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and by the regents of the state of New York, and upon recommendation of the provost, dean, and faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Laws or Master of Arts as appropriate. You are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by your degree. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please step forward to be introduced by Senior Associate Dean Ashira Ostra and be recognized by President Poser and myself.
Carly Schultz. Hien Song. Nina Caruso. Simon Andrzejczuk. Davis Morales. Congratulations. Elizabeth Pereira. Ariel Sotelo.
Thank you, President Poser. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice please stand if you are able? President Poser, I have the honor to present these candidates who have successfully completed all the degree requirements for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice from the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies. I recommend, together with their faculty, that you confer the appropriate degree upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and the regents of the state of New York, and upon the recommendation of the provost, dean, and faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice. You are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by your degree. Congratulations.
Thank you. As you cross the stage, we invite each graduate to decide whether you would like to shake hands with those greeting and congratulating you. There is no expectation either way. Will the graduates, accompanied by their doctoral advisor, please step forward to be introduced by Assistant Professor of Nursing, Dr. James Earl, hooded by their advisor and recognized by President Poser, Trustees Schaefer, and me.
Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies at Hofstra. Congratulations. Dr. Gina J.C. Kim. Presented by Dr. Barbara Callahan, doctoral project, The Feasibility of a Coloring Activity at the Northwell Health Hemophilia Treatment Center. Joseph Satino Stanko, presented by Dr. Barbara Callahan, doctoral project, The Feasibility of a Coloring Activity at the Northwell Health Hemophilia Treatment Center. Dr. Lori Ann Stevens, presented by Dr. Barbara Callahan, The Feasibility of a Coloring Activity at the Northwell Health Hemophilia Treatment Center. Dr. Destiny Latoya Bernard, presented by Drs. Renee McLeod and Dr. Sandeep Kapoor. An evidence-based video intervention to measure acceptance of naloxone distribution amongst discharged adult patients from a psychiatric unit. Dr. Stacy D, presented by Drs. Renee McLeod and Dr. Sandeep Kapoor. A multimodal opiate education and naloxone distribution approach to increase naloxone acceptance for harm reduction. Congratulations. Dr. Catrice Ann Delaunay, presented by Drs. Renee McLeod and Dr. Sandeep Kapoor. An evidence-based video intervention to measure acceptance of naloxone distribution amongst discharged adult patients from a psychiatric unit. Dr. Fahimir Jean-Baptiste, presented by Drs. Renee McLeod and Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, an evidence-based video intervention to measure acceptance of naloxone distribution amongst discharged adult patients from a psychiatric unit. Dr. Danielle Canopel, presented by Dr. Keating. Dr. Daniel Payne, presented by Dr. Stephanie Keating. A retrospective analysis of the impact on adult patients undergoing robotic colorectal surgery that receive opiate-free anesthesia compared to opiate-based anesthesia, an examination of effects on length of stay. Daniel Zafoto, this made it harder. Pulmonary point-of-care ultrasound utilization in Student Health Center and best methods for teaching nurse practitioners, presented by Dr. Stephanie Keating. Thank you. Dr. Tori Calder, presented by Dr. Mary Lemp. Doctoral project, Inpatient Hypoglycemia, does closing the glycemic management knowledge gap of advanced care providers on inpatient medicine floors help reduce the rate of hypoglycemic events? Congratulations. Dr. Danielle DiBerardino, presented by Dr. Mary Lemp. Doctoral project, Inpatient Hypoglycemia, does closing the glycemic management knowledge gap of advanced care providers on inpatient medicine floors help reduce the rate of hypoglycemic events? I have to say it. Dr. Katie Stevens, presented by Dr. Mary Lemp. Doctoral project, Inpatient Hypoglycemia, does closing the glycemic management knowledge gap of advanced care providers on inpatient medicine floors help reduce the rate of hypoglycemic events? Dr. Michelle Babbage, presented by Drs. Kareem Nagdullah and Amy Smith. College students' perception of the digital health information platform, Go Ask Alice, a pilot study. Dr. Peter Caruso, presented by Drs. Kareem Nagdullah and Dr. Amy Smith. Doctoral project, College Students' Perceptions of the Digital Health Information Platform, Go Ask Alice, a pilot study. Congratulations. Dr. Noel Ashley Selvine, College Students' Perception of the Digital Health Information Platform, Go Ask Alice, a pilot study. Congratulations. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Devani Tawney, The Impact of Implementing Automated Early Warning System Notification on Sepsis, presented by Dr. Andrew Rosen. Congratulations. Dr. Sasha Espinal, Doctoral Project, The Impact of Implementing Automated Early Warning System Notification on Sepsis, presented by Dr. Andrew Rosen. Congratulations. Dr. Jennifer Meyer, The Impact of Implementing Automated Early Warning System Notification on Sepsis, presented by Dr. Andrew Rosen. And Dr. Ross Riemann, The Impact of Implementing Automated Early Warning System Notification on Sepsis, presented by Dr. Andrew Rosen.
Will the School of Education candidates for the degree Doctor of Education please stand if you are able? President Poser, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have satisfied all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Education in the School of Education. I am pleased to join with the faculty in recommending that you confer the degree Doctor of Education upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Hofstra University and the regents of the state of New York, and upon recommendation of the provost, your dean, and the faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Education. You are now entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by this degree. Congratulations.
As you cross the stage, we invite each graduate to decide whether you would like to shake hands with those greeting and congratulating you. There is no expectation either way. Will the candidates, accompanied by their doctoral advisors, please come forward to be introduced by School of Education Professor and Chair of Specialized Programs in Education, Alan Flerkey, hooded by their advisor and recognized by President Poser, Trustee Schaefer, and me.
School of Education. Neil Bellin. The doctoral dad, fathers pursuing a Doctor of Education degree, hooded by Dr. Amy Catalano. Susan Shanahan. The implementation of WSCC model components by a school reopening committee during COVID-19 recovery, hooded by Dr. Eustace Thompson.
Will the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Psychology please stand if you're able? President Poser, I have the honor to present to you those students who have satisfied all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Psychology in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. I am pleased to join with the faculty in recommending that you confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Psychology as appropriate upon these candidates.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me, by the trustees of Hofstra University and by the regents of the state of New York, and upon the recommendation of the provost and your dean and faculty, I am delighted to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Psychology as appropriate. You are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and opportunities afforded by this degree. Congratulations.
Will the candidates please come forward, accompanied by their doctoral advisor, to be introduced by Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences Vice Dean Kristen Weingartner, to be hooded by their advisor, and recognized by President Poser, Trustee Schaefer, and me.
Hofstra College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dr. Kareem Panton, Driving Superior Decisions Through Metacognition, a gamified approach to metacognitive strategy instruction, presented by Dr. Rebecca Grossman. Dr. Anmol Shadeva, Examining the Effects of Solo Status, Benevolent Sexism on Self-Perceived Task Performance of Working Women by Evaluating the Meditational Effect of Imposter Phenomenon and Moderating Effect of Sexual Orientation, presented by Dr. Rebecca Grossman. Dr. Crystal Smith, Encouraging Employees to Go the Extra Mile for Better or Worse, a Moderated Mediation Model of Citizenship Pressure, presented by Dr. Rebecca Grossman. Dr. Shi Wang, Appreciative Inquiry, How It Works and When It Works, the Role of Accomplishment Striving and Intellectual Humility, again presented by Dr. Rebecca Grossman. Congratulations, doctors.
The H. Allen Robinson Outstanding Doctoral Dissertation Award was established more than 30 years ago and continues to be awarded annually as a consequence of the generosity of the late Professor Emeritus of Reading, Dr. H. Allen Robinson. Dr. Robinson, a nationally recognized authority in reading, was chair of the Hofstra University Department of Reading and interim dean of the School of Education. The purpose of this award is to encourage and honor a doctoral candidate who has completed an outstanding dissertation worthy of scholarly and professional recognition. I'm pleased to announce this year's recipient, Ariel Adrian, EDD, for her dissertation titled Straddling Two Worlds, the Influence of Retrospective Miscue Analysis on the Reading Process and the Perception of Wilson Reading Students. In this qualitative research study, supervised by Dr. Alan Flurkey, Dr. Adrian examined the effect of retrospective miscue analysis on middle school students diagnosed with language-based reading disabilities. Dr. Adrian added this new strategy while students concurrently received the Wilson-based instruction. Dr. Adrian was able to demonstrate the utility of retrospective miscue analysis to improve reading proficiency in students. Congratulations, Dr. Adrian. Please come forward to be recognized by President Poser and me.
Let's have one more final round of applause for all of our graduates today.
Following this commencement, there'll be a reception for the graduates, their guests, faculty, and members of the platform party at the David S. Mack Physical Education Complex that's adjacent to the arena to my left, to most of your right. I ask that the audience remain in place until the members of the platform party have left the stage. Congratulations, happy holidays, and best wishes in the new year.